Hi, welcome to Motographer channel. I'm Barry Sia, and today I'm going to review the BMW R18 First Edition. So basically, this morning there's a little hiccup on the filming because there is just happened that the car park that I'm in, they have to cut the trees early in the morning, so I had to shift and then a bit sweaty here. So anyway, let's get back to the R18. For this R18 First Edition, the difference between the First Edition and the base model is actually the pinstripes on the side of the tank, and there's more chrome all around. This is one of the biggest engine that I have ever ridden. The biggest so far was my Hayabusa 1003, and this is a 1008. So this is a 1008cc bike, very big engine, 1802 to be exact, and surprisingly it's smooth, and the best part is that it is actually quite cool. You know, after riding for some time, I just at a traffic stop yesterday, I had some ride with my friends, and then they were like, they stopped beside me and then they touched this part. So it is actually quite cool after riding for quite a while. So I'm quite amazed regarding this engine, especially it's a 1008cc. Other than that, how did this design come about? I think let's talk about more of the design. So basically, this design is actually inspired by the BMW R5 from 1936. So you can see that they actually keep the pinstriping design, they actually keep the exposed shaft that is also in the bike, and they keep their dashboard analog. So you can see that, you know, they keep it as analog. There's, of course, now there's a lot of digital, so it's actually mixed a bit with digital and analog. So it still have the type of classic look, but yet it is much more modern. And more about the bike is that the seat design. Basically, the seat design is meant for comfort, for especially long distance ride. But I ride it in Singapore, it's very comfortable, and yeah, I sit in very well. And this bike has integrated signal with the rear lamp, so you can see right behind that there's no tail lamp. There is no tail lamp over here. It's all integrated inside here, so it's already integrated. There's actually one less things to think about. But of course, if one part of it is damaged, you just have to change the whole part. But that is rarely the case unless you crash. But anyway, this is actually a very good touch on, and I find that this also brings the uniqueness of this bike. And the mirrors that come with it, well, I can say it's solid, okay, because the vibration when it's idling and when you're moving, there's quite a bit of vibration, but the mirrors handle very well. I find that mirrors are important, okay, of course to some maybe it's not really important, but I find that it's important, and I use them very frequently. So I'm glad that that they actually manage the way the mirrors are designed and manufactured, so that when you're riding, you won't be like seeing the vibrating mirrors from a bike that turn into a car at night, or a car turn into a lorry at night, you know, kind of thing. So yeah, the mirror is solid. Okay, this bike is keyless, so you can, let me take out the fob. Let me see. Okay, so this is how a fob look like. Okay, just let you see over here with the BMW logo, and there is a key to it. Okay, but this key, okay, this key is actually meant for the pumping of petrol. You can actually lock or leave your fuel tank unlocked, but yeah, usually you will leave it locked lah. So anyway, I put this in my pocket. Okay, and let's see the dashboard. All right, so for the dashboard, so basically over here, you just press the power button, and there we go. And you can see that, okay, the dashboard, let me see whether I can go closer. There you can see, so the mode is below, and we can actually change the mode. So there's rock, there is rain, and there's roll. So basically for the rock is like the most powerful, the most response one. For the roll is like touring kind of thing, and rain is basically the lowest setting, to kind of like make it much more easier for you to manage in the wets. But so far I tried the rock and the roll, but I did not really try the rain, because I only tried the rain for a while, but after that I just go back to the rock, because rock feels the most comfortable, feels most responsive, and roll is just a little too little. Yep. The only thing about this bike is that I feel that when you start, it will kind of like be a bit overwhelming. So when you start, right, it's like the engine will like really vibrate a lot for start, left, right. And when you are idling, it's also the same thing. So I find that the idling, when you are actually going at lower speed, I feel that you will feel more of the bike like vibrating left and right, not up and down, left and right. So, but after that, after a while, when you get used to it, you will know how to manage the bike. The wobbling is not as bad. It's only when you first start it, then you will see it really rumble. So let's see how it sounds like right over now. Okay, I just turn it on over here. I have to clutch in, so this is a bit challenging. All right, so I just clutch in and I start the bike. So you can see it's quite overwhelming on the way it runs. And look at the vibration, the shaking of the handlebar. And right over here you can see that it's actually around 1K, 950 to 1K RPM, somewhere there, and it is actually shaking like that. But usually this is just the start, this is just the beginning, this is just the start of the bike that you will face. It's like kind of warming up kind of thing. Then after that, yeah, when you ride off, it won't be like this. It will be much more smoother. Yeah. Okay, so I just turn this off. And yeah, just turn it off. So you can see over here, right? Okay, I just start the bike and then, you know, I can just touch here. Okay lah, I mean, I just start for a while. So of course you say, hey, of course, I just start for a while. Well, of course you can touch your bare hands. So I was actually quite amazed that, you know, when I touched the edge and the side of the bike, it was like, wow, this part is like cool. So my legs and my calf, okay, won't be hot, won't be like burning hot kind of thing. So yeah. And also one more thing about the engine is that I find that the gear shifting is actually very minimal. You know, you just have to just gear shift a little bit, change gear very little. So I find that this is actually it's more of a subtle kind of gear changing. You don't need to like have a big huge force to actually kick it up, you know, kind of thing. So I find this is a good point. I don't like bikes that you really need to kick, like really force your way up kind of thing. For the exposed shaft drive, okay, for this, the only thing that is can be a bit worrying is that when the pillion is wearing loose clothing, because this thing is running, there is actually guards. So let's say when your pillion is actually sitting here, kind of like, you know, you can see that, you know, they actually protect the way the design is for your pillion to sit comfortably and not accidentally step on the shaft kind of thing. So your pillion won't damage the shaft. But when it comes to loose clothing, then okay, yeah, you might have a little issue on that. So actually this is a good protection that they actually made. So overall, I want to thank PML for letting me try the BMW R18 First Edition. It was really a fantastic experience, and from how I feel about the bike, riding for 3 days. No, actually it's 2.5, because the first day when I collected, I did ride a bit. I went back studio and there's thunderstorm and it was raining all the way until to the evening. Then after that, followed by the next day, it was, yeah, the rain, you know, is still running. But unfortunately, the rain cleared, so I managed to ride it in the night, in the evening, and then feel the bike more. Overall, I felt that this bike is actually a very good daily bike, okay, because if it's daily ridden, there's not much heat emitted. I find that, you know, especially in Singapore weather, when our bikes are really hot, it's very, very uncomfortable to ride. I'm used to it. I ride my Ducati every day, I ride my Hayabusa every day. So it is like, in this type of very sunny weather, the bike is actually cool enough to ride every day. So you won't end up going to your destination sweaty like hell. And this is my experience with the BMW R18 First Edition. So if you want to actually feel the bike, go down to PML, go down to BMW Singapore to actually feel and book for a test ride. So you can feel the bike and then you can really understand the experience. So I hope you like this video and I'll see you in my next video.